Imagine this. A new client books a consultation, and within seconds, your CRM updates, your intake assistant is notified, and your calendar is prepared automatically. This video shows you how to build that system using cal.com, Slack, Airtable, and n8n. Let's make manual intake a thing of the past. Before we dive in, here's a 10-second preview of what you'll learn. Client book via cal.com, Slack alerts, fires instantly, Airtable logs in, and your team gets a ready-to-go prep email, all powered by one no-code audit. Sound good? Let's start with the setup. Step 1, cal.com setup intro. Before we dive into the live demo, here's a quick orientation. We're going to set up cal.com to create a branded booking link with custom availability, booking limits, and intake questions. This foundation ensures that every client starts their journey with a smooth, automated first impression. Now, let's switch to cal.com and configure each section step by step. We begin by going to cal.com, which is an open source scheduling tool. And here on the events type page, you click on new and create a new event. And here we have one already set up. So give it a title such as initial legal consultation, enter a description such as a one-on-one strategy session for prospective legal clients. Then down in the URL section, this is the page slug you want to add. So this will be used in the n8n workflow. So here we have book-legal-consultation. We set our meeting for a duration of 30 minutes. And you can set whatever location you want, whether that's a Google Meet or a Zoom or just a phone call. That's what you set up here. Next, we switch to availability. On this screen, you'll set up the start and end times for each weekday based on when you're available to take these types of appointments. This ensures that booking requests are only accepted within your designated working hours. Next, we can add any kind of limits you want to place. For example, do you want before the event, do you want any kind of buffer time? Or after the event, do you want buffer time? And what's your minimum notice? Here I have 2 hours. You could also set up your booking frequency. So how many times this event can be booked? Or only show the first slot of each day is available? Or limit total booking duration? Or set a booker active booking limit? Or limit future bookings. Next, we go to the advanced section. Here, we scroll down, and here's where we're going to set up our intake questions before they're allowed to book. So as you can see here, we have their name, which is required. We have an email address, which is required. Phone, which is required. What legal issue are you facing? Required. Now for this one, we can see that it's set up as a select. So they have to choose, and you can put in your own options, but we have family law, probate, estate planning, business planning, personal injury. Next, we have, please describe your legal issue, which is required, which is a short text. Then we have, how urgent is this issue, which we have is optional, but it's also a select, and we have urgent within 48 hours, soon, 1 to 2 weeks, or not urgent at all. Next, we have a checkbox for I understand this is not legal advice and does not form an attorney-client relationship. Next, we have another checkbox. I agree to receive emails related to my consultation. Both of those were required. Next, we have a radio group, which is optional. Have you worked with an attorney before? And we have yes or no. Next, we have another optional field, estimated value of legal issue. And this is also a select field. So we have less than 5,000 or 5,000 plus. It's our setup for cal.com, where each field is crafted to ensure high quality, actionable leads for downstream automation. Step 2, Slack notifications. And step 2 will create a custom Slack bot that instantly notifies your team when a new lead books. This ensures your intake coordinator or partner is always in the loop without checking emails manually. Let's switch to Slack and walk through the setup for the Precision AI bot. Next, we're going to set up Slack. So first, go to https://api.slack.com/apps. And you'll come to a screen that looks like this. Click on the Create New App button, then choose From Scratch, and type in a name for your app. Such as for us, it was Precision AI_bot. Once you do that, select an appropriate workspace. And then finally, click the Create App button. Once you perform those steps, you should see your app name listed here on this page, such as our Precision AI bot here, with the workspace, an app ID, an app type, and distribution status. So next, you're going to want to click on the app name itself. So after you click your app name, under the OAuth and permissions in the left-hand menu, you're going to click to generate a bot user OAuth token with the following scopes: channels read, chat write, and users read. Then you'll click Install App to Workspace and authorize it. Once it's generated, you'll see your token. Here you want to copy this token and store it securely. Step 3, Airtable logging. Now, we're moving to Airtable. This is where we'll log all client data in a structured, CRM-friendly format. It keeps your data clean, central, and ready for reporting or future syncs. Let's walk through the Airtable schema and personal access token setup. So for our Airtable setup, you want to set up your base. So for example, our base here is legal consultation intakes. And then we have a table called intakes with a grid view. So the columns we have, the first column is the client name, which is a string. We then have email, which is an email type, phone, a phone type. Then we have the issue type, which is a select. And these are the same values that we set up previously in our cal.com setup. So next we have an issue description, which is text. We have another select field for urgency, which is the same values we had set up earlier in cal.com, which is the urgent, 48 hours, the soon, 1 to 2 weeks, and not urgent. Then we have a start time at UTC, which is a date, and the end time in UTC, which is also a date. And then we have a string for both start time and end time. And then we have a formula, which is the duration, which is basically just the end time minus the start time. So for this meeting, it's 30 minutes. Then we have a string for time zone. Then we have checkboxes for the legal disclaimer, consent given, and the marketing consent given. And then the booking source slug that was used, which is book.legal.com consultation. And finally, a date and time field for when this was actually created. So the next thing we need to do is create an Airtable personal access token that allow our n8n workflow to actually have authorization to modify the table we just saw. So you want to do this by first going to your home screen. Then in the upper right-hand corner, click on your account and select Builder Hub from the menu. You will now be shown your personal access tokens, which you may not have any at the current time. So now you want to click on the Create New Token, give the token a name, and then you want to add the following scopes. You want to add data records read. You want to add data records write and schema bases read. And then under the access section, you want to click on add a base and then select your proper workspace, which for us was the legal consultation intakes. Once you've done that, click create a token. So now it says your token's been created. So here's the secret token here. Click on this button to copy it to the clipboard and then save it somewhere securely. And then once you hit the done button, you should now see the token here on the desktop on your list of tokens. Step 4, full automation in n8n. We've configured our intake sources. Now, time to stitch them together in n8n. This is your automation command center. From the cal.com trigger to enrich Slack alerts, emails, and Airtable logging. It all happens here. If you're enjoying this so far, please leave a comment below or DM me with any questions or suggestions. So let's get back to it and dive into the workflow. So now we're looking at the n8n workflow, which starts off with the cal.com webhook trigger. So let's see what that looks like. So basically you're using your credential that we set up. The events we're looking for is a booking created. Next, we are using an if node to filter. So we're only looking for those legal consultation bookings. So it does that by looking at the type. It's equal to, and this is the book-legal-consultation that we had set up earlier in cal.com. So if it does equal that, it's going to take the true branch as shown here. Also the true branch coming out of if. Next, we're going to go to a parse node where we're going to extract the client data. So here's all the information that was sent from cal.com, and we're mapping it into the proper fields. So here we have client name, the client email, the client phone, legal issue type, issue description, the urgency level, the legal disclaimer consent, the marketing consent, the start time of the meeting, the end time, and remember these are UTC times, and the time zone, and then the actual event slug that was sent, which is the book-legal.consultation. So here you can see the output with all those fields extracted with their proper data. From there, we go to a code node where we want to convert the UTC to local time. So basically, we grab the start and end times in UTC, and we grab the time zone. And then we have a function here that will actually format the readable time. And then we want to calculate the duration. So the duration in minutes is we're going to take the end UTC time minus the start UTC time. And then we're going to return the original fields as well as the new local start time, local end time, local time zone, and the duration that we just calculated in this code zone. So you can see these added over here to this output from the code node. And now we're going to go to 3 different paths. One, we're going to go to Airtable. So it's going to take all that information. We're going to connect with our credential that we set up earlier with our personal access token. The resource is a record. The operation, we're going to do a create. And then you're going to select the actual base. So our legal consultation intakes, and the table inside that was intakes. We're going to map each column manually. So here we're mapping the client name, and here's the value, email, phone, issue type, issue description, urgency, start time in UTC, end time in UTC, start time in local, and end time in local. And then the duration, the time zone, legal disclaimer, consent given, marketing consent given, the booking source slug, and when it was created. So that will update the Airtable node. It also sends that data to a Slack. So here's how that Slack node is set up with our credential that we had set up earlier. The resource, it's a message. The operation we're going to do is send. We're going to send that message to a channel. And we indicate the channel's name, which is the # client -intake. The message type is a simple text message. And so here's the message set up. And here's what that would look like inside of Slack. And then finally, we also send that data to an email. So we set up the credential, the SMTP account, the operation send, the from email that we want the email to come from, the to email, where we are sending the email, which could be an intake specialist or a group, the actual subject that we want. So here we are using for our subject, new legal consultation booked, and then the client name, and then the actual HTML body of the email. And here's what that email would look like that would be received. So that concludes our n8n workflow overview. That's the full automation. Cal.com handles bookings. Slack alerts the team. Airtable logs the record. And your assistant is prepped by email. If you need help installing this system, drop a comment or DM me. I'll help you get it up and running for your firm. Let's automate your intake once and for all.